all new. AM 1150 WTMP.com.
Okay, all righty. Yes. This is that time again. It's Saturday. It's 1 o'clock, and these are the Porch Talk Radio hours. You know, I make it sound like it's a bunch of hours, but it's just one hour. And for those who listen to us on a regular basis, when I give you, and the folks out there will know from last week, when I give you the numbers to call in during the show, even though you may not think at the beginning of the show you may need that number, write it down somewhere so you have it. Because last week at the end of the show, you know, I had people calling my cell phone, and I was saying on air, okay, I cannot talk to you, and I can't look at my cell phone to take a message off my cell phone because I'm trying to talk and do a radio show.
We're busy.
So again, at the end of the process, you know, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but it's only so much, and the way it's set up is only so many things we can do. So I give you the number, so even if you feel the need to call my cell phone, you know, I after the show's over, I can take my cell phone out and look at your number and reply, or, you know, call you back or whatever I need to do. But, you know, I don't traditionally give the call-in number out after the beginning of the show.
So let you know.
So my regular callers already know that. And the regular TMP listeners already know that because you call some of the other shows. Okay? So I know my audience is special, and I know my audience is great. You know, but you guys who don't listen to the other TMP shows, you know, you have to call the same number. So write it down. And again, if you only use it for my show, you only use it for my show. But it won't do you any good if you don't have the number. If a topic come up during the show, or somebody call in, or some situation present itself where you feel that you need the number. And the reason I give it at the beginning of the show, because I'm giving you these directions. Okay.
These are instructions. All you have to do is please write them down. Don't fight it. Just write it down.
Write it down one time and stick it somewhere. And then if you need it, you can go get it. Okay? We're just trying to make it simple and clear.
Simple is good.
As opposed to, you know, a lot of the other callers, you know, during the shows and doing some of the other shows, you know, they call all day and they give the number all day. Again, I figure it's a waste of my time to sit here and give you the number 20 times doing the same show. So hold it against me. Again, we're not politically correct. So if I do something wrong, tell me, you know, and I'll consider it. But what I won't do is consider it during the show. So because
we're busy.
So let me tell you. Let me give you the number.
Come on now, write it down, please.
This is the number for the call in during the show. Say somebody call in like the young man did last week with an issue, and you got some pointers, or you want to make a point, you know, based upon something that somebody says during the show. Okay, if you call my cell phone, I'm sorry, you're not gonna make it on the air, and nobody's gonna hear what you got to say but me, which defeats the whole purpose of having a talk show. The reason we got a talk show is so our couple of 100,000 listeners,
we are the top rated show again,
can hear what you're saying and take your words of wisdom and use it, you know, for whatever purpose or whatever means they may need it for, but they get it from you, you know, and it becomes part of the show. So, again, I wanted to get that out there at the beginning of the show. Didn't want to forget, you know, and we give you that info at the beginning. So, here we go. That gave you time to get a pencil or a pen.
Write it down.
Coloring crayon. Yeah. Computer,
you can do it.
Your phone, you know, however you keep numbers.
Come on now, give people the numbers.
Okay.
Wear me out.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure they were prepared. Okay, WTMP. The call-in number. The program number. 813-251-9867. 813-251-9867. We won't give the number out again during the show. Unless you just call
We're moving on.
and need it for something. You can Google TMP on your phone if you need it later and didn't
If you
get
have
it.
real emergency, call 911.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Okay, now the number that most of you seem to have, because I got like 5 calls after the show last week, my cell phone number. So if you do want to call me, not on the air, not for the next hour, Eddie Adams' cell phone number, Eddie Adams Jr. cell phone number, 813-230-3312. 813-230-3312. All right? I ain't got a problem with that because most of you got that. People got my cell phone number, they don't have the call-in number. So for those who want to email me, Eddie at PorchTalkRadio.com. Eddie at PorchTalkRadio.com. You want to go to the website, PorchTalkRadio.com. All right. I got the best listeners in the world. I just got to say that. Because when situations come up and folks call in or folks say stuff, and there used to be a time when folks would call on who are not regulars, they're just typical Democrats. They would call in and want to talk bad, because we're conservative Republicans here, myself and Gabriel and Willie. And
Absolutely. Why else would we be anything else?
We're just doing what we do, and we're just giving you the other side of the coin.
It just comes natural.
Some people don't like what the other side of the coin looks
Truth
like
hurts,
or
man.
sounds like sometimes.
That truth hurts.
And so those folks will call, and it used to be a time I would have to defend myself for something said here or some callers who had called in. I don't have to do that anymore because within a second or two of somebody calling in acting stupid or crazy or non-educated, I'm just saying it because it's depending on how you brought up sometimes. I used to have to defend it. I don't have to do that anymore. Because my callers do that. The folks who understand what it's all about. And you don't have to be a Republican. You don't have to be an independent to understand what we're talking about. It's a lot of Democrats. I'm telling you. I got some yellow dog Democrats who are listeners to this show. And they may spend, 45 minutes of the hour disagreeing with me and only agree with, 15 minutes. But again, we come a long way, baby, as they say.
Big time.
Used to be a time where they disagreed the whole hour.
But they were still, I remember those shows.
They were still listening.
It's just me every now and again now, but we're still praying for them.
So it's important. Yeah, they will jump on Gabriel. Now, I get as many phone calls, about Gabriel saying something or doing something, that's off kilter or off key or off color or however you want to say it.
But it's okay, folks. I pray for you anyway.
Gabriel's a big boy, so.
Mm.
And Gabriel been with us since day one. When we first started this show in 2010, January, Gabriel was here. So
At the Black Festival.
So the Black Heritage Festival.
Black Heritage Festival, back in the day.
So all you folks who have come since Gabriel was here,
God bless you.
It ain't like I could fire Gabriel. It ain't like I could cut his salary or double his salary.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, it ain't like you making big bucks, helping us do this, So this is a labor of love, and
we're just sharing the good news, Eddie. As you and I come on here every time, we're sharing passions. Your passion for the black community to get off their can and go do something, and just to stop doing what they've been doing because it has been working. And whether it's being involved in the community, you tell us about meetings to go to. Candy Love's an awesome lady with her.
Candy Lowe.
I love that lady. She's a sweet lady. But she's got a lot of stuff happening in the community. She wants the black community going forward, and she's out there in it doing stuff. We got a lot of great people in this community that are just doing the best they can. They're pushing. And if we get more of our listeners involved, and if we set you off every now and again, you know what, pray for us, but then you pray about it yourself. Go, maybe there's something there. Because Eddie, he ain't going to be just talking stuff just for the heck of it, because he knows enough, quite a bit actually, before he goes out and just spews it out.
Now they think I'm paying you to say all that now.
Yeah. So, no, for me, and when I say something, I've spent the week researching it, reading it, and going everywhere to find it. Not just Fox News, like a lot of you have been brainwashed to think that If somebody says something opposite of what you believe, it must be Fox News. Well, it just might be. But again, if it's the truth, that's for you to decide. We want you to decide. But again, we thank you for making us one of the best, highest rated shows listened to again.
Okay, we got a call already.
Come on, boy.
We didn't even
I
start
did
the
my
conversation.
best. I did my
we didn't
best.
start the
Okay.
conversation. We got somebody already
Being
on.
non-threatening.
Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what you have to say this afternoon?
Yes, this is Margaret in Tampa. What I want to make a comment. Reason why I believe you get so many comments against Gabriel because he sounds so racist. He makes those racist comments like
That's the biggest lie you could possibly say, man. But you're going ahead.
He says the black community need to get off their butts and go to work. You know, you group everybody in the black community in the same category, and you sound like you just always talking down to the black community. It's the reason why you get those criticisms about you. So you need to check yourself. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Well, thank you for calling in so bright and early during the show to check Gabriel.
Absolutely. God bless you, man. We appreciate you listening continuously to us.
Yeah.
We love that. We know that you're sharing a majority of the good news, or you wouldn't keep listening to us. The fact that I am a Hispanic male, and you will catch me a majority of the time saying, and the Hispanics, and it's minorities in general. How about just people in general? So no, if that's all you listen to through your filter of, well, if somebody says something on this station, it must be just for the black people only. We just talk for people in general, man. Minorities in general need to help themselves. But thank you.
And I gotta say this bright and early during the show. Probably half of our audience is white, and I actually found out, through my whereabouts and goings over the last couple of weeks, we got a lot of Hispanics that listen to this show too. Now I don't know whether they listening for Gabriel, they listening for me, or they listening for information in general.
I think it's information in general because it just makes sense. And we have a lot of information we bring to the table here in the community, and we just want people to get involved. We don't care what your color is, folks. Yeah. Just get off the couch and go do something.
Yeah, and if the prodding, I'm like this, I just left a meeting with some very, very magical black females. I'm telling you, black girl magic is something.
Candy in there?
Something different. No,
oh.
It was with one of my other groups,
one of my other
organizations. But if Candace is listening, she know what I'm talking about.
You're awesome.
And this young lady is a judge candidate, and
really?
Well, she's not currently a candidate, but she want to be a judge, so she's trying to get appointed. But there's some black girl magic in Tampa, and most of us know the traditional ones who you hear their name all the time. But it's a lot of black females that's doing stuff that they may not end up on the radio. You may not know their names, but that don't mean the magic is not happening. So all black females out there that are the person that's responsible for anything that happens in your family, or anything that happens in your community, or anything happening in your neighborhood, keep it up, keep going, keep doing. Prod those Negroes that's laying on your couch.
Oh, wait a minute, now that's racist now. You can't be doing that.
I said it. Prod those Negroes that's laying on your couch. Make them get their butt up and go do something, because there's ample opportunities now. Matter of fact, I read an article last week that was talking about black males, being energetic and making stuff happen now. Again, black females have always had to make it happen. When I was a kid, my mom was working 2 jobs. Even though I didn't have a father, my mom was working one for her and one for us. So at the end of the day, we had stuff that we wouldn't have had any other way. So I'm just saying, black girl magic been around for a while, and I'm not trying to be offensive by saying black girl, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand, because it is magic, and how you do so much with so little.
That's amazing to me. That's amazing. We got a lot of good single moms doing a heck of a good job raising kids.
Yeah.
Boys and girls doing the best they can, and they're raising good kids that are not involved with the law. They're just doing their schoolwork. They're getting better. They're getting smarter, and they're learning that the old way sometimes needs to be changed for better, and it's happening. So hats off to all the wonderful ladies doing the best they can, and single dads out there too. We got some men doing the best they can.
Well, if you look around, it's not many. It's not nearly as many single dads as there are single females, and the ones who do it.
I think legally that's changing a little bit. But you're right.
I know exactly what's meant. And the fact that I say black girl magic, I'm meaning black girl magic. I don't have a problem with saying, different between males and females, and I'm not saying everybody's equal. And I know every day the struggle for a black female is different than the struggle for a black male. That don't mean they ain't struggling. They struggling in their own way.
Hispanics in there too now.
So again, we have to make sure we understand and make sure that we're communicating. Our topic, the first topic we're gonna deal with today. Again, if you haven't been mad at the show in a while, the day may be that day, because
Come on.
we're gonna kind of talk, and we usually don't talk national news a lot on this show, because I know usually it's either in the past has been talking about Obama, and for us to have something good to say about Obama. But why you never say anything good about Obama? Well, everybody else and all the black folks, all you hear is the good stuff about Obama, and the same thing opposite for Trump. You never say anything bad about Trump. Well, why should I sit here and say bad stuff about Trump when everybody else is spending their whole day, their whole week, talking bad about Trump? We're not trying to be a copycat show. The purpose of this show is to communicate, to give you primarily the other side. And from our very beginning, from our very first concept of what we're going to do on this show, it was to interpret for liberals, because traditionally all the liberal news sources tell you, the Republicans said this, but they meant that. It
But
always,
they never did that for Obama. Whatever he said it was.
It always,
and that's just showing bias.
It always came out that way. He said this, but he meant that, and it's always a negative when they tell you what us conservatives meant. It never turned out good,
Now, Eddie, I heard today on the news, they mentioned that for adult women in America, the unemployment rate is down to 3.1. For black unemployment is down to 5.5. They said Hispanic unemployment is down to 3.9. These are historic, not hysterical, historic low number. What does that mean? People are working. When people are working, they got money. When they got money, they're happy. They're paying bills.
Well, they feel good about themselves, and that's part of the whole scenario. Now, what's happening in Washington this week? I ain't gonna tell you.
You sure you want to go
Thursday, I am chairman of the Temple Terrace Republican Club, and at our meeting we had Congressman Ross Spano from Congressional District 15. He was our guest speaker, and one of the things that he said. So this ain't me speaking. This is someone who sits in Congress representing, Congressional District 15. The Congress is idle, literally idle, because they are afraid to do anything except impeach Trump. Right, for 3 years, that's all they've been working on, impeaching Trump.
Right.
They're not trying to help the American voters. They're not trying to help the American people. They're not trying to accomplish anything, because somehow, they have the mindset that any accomplishments, anything that they pass that will help the American people, the American citizens out, somehow gives Trump a victory, and they don't want to do anything that make it look like Trump was successful.
Eddie, let's look at the positive perspective here, okay, for the Democrats. There's a positiveness in this, okay? Trump has done such a great job with this economy and with our nation in general, with our security. I think the Democrats in Congress have just given up and said, you know what, let him handle that since he's doing so good at that. And we're just going to play on this little thing over here because the Russia collusion failed, and now the Ukraine thing is up, and now Ms. Pelosi has said, 2 weeks ago, they're officially launching an investigation into what they've been doing for the last 3 years. But then Mr. Barr, who is our Attorney General for our country, said Friday, he said, well, we don't have any official proceedings because Congress has not voted on this, so they're going to offer their suggestions for subpoenas, and we'll consider it maybe, but it's nothing official. This is just noise.
Congress ain't voted on much of anything. They've been in session. See, problem.
How much money's been paid to this Congress?
The problem is
we're not getting our money's worth. We need to fire these employees.
Well, let me tell you something. They make $1 billion a year because they got 535 of them,
and their staff.
And I'm just talking about the Congress.
Oh.
535
so
of them. So,
folks, you're not getting your money's worth.
And they average $200,000 a year in salary just for the congressperson. That's the senator, and that's the House of Representatives.
That's not travel expenses. That's not their.
That
Oh my
just
goodness.
just a salary, $1 billion. Because if you take 12 times whatever that number is,
That's a bunch.
You multiply 535
Divide by his shoe size.
time that number.
That's too much money.
You got $1 billion in just salaries.
It's time to ask for a refund.
For the representative and for the senator. So again, that number for 3 years, that's money where you look and say, okay, what have you done for the last 3 years?
Tell me that could not have helped our community somehow.
They're not going to do that. Again, the issue.
I think they've given it to Trump. Said you handle that.
The issue becomes that they have had Trump impeachment syndrome from day one, and they think that's what their base want. But see, the problem, they forget that their base are American citizens, that they actually got a job to go up and represent the people.
Supposed to.
And if they spend all of their time doing something that technically, they've been trying to impeach Trump for 3 years.
Because they don't like him.
And if it take another year,
They don't care.
that'll be 4 years. Their whole term was spent trying to impeach Trump, and then heavens forbid Trump get elected to another 4 years. That literally. But let me say it like this: when they ain't passing bills, and I mean ain't, so somebody out there just having a cow. He said ain't. Well, if they ain't passing bills, that means they're not spending your money. So that may be a good thing as a conservative looking at this thing, because when they're passing bills, they're usually spending a bunch of money that they don't have, and now they're spending all their time trying to get Trump. Again, I think part of this whole process is education. Watch what happens in Congress, after the next 6 months, because then they're gonna be flat on.
Eddie, I don't think they
election.
I don't think they have a way of pulling themselves out. Because if we look at who the Democrats are looking at now for nominees, Bernie Sanders. Oh, he just had a couple of heart stents put in.
Yeah, he did.
So I think he's out altogether again. But he didn't go to Cuba or China for surgery, did he? Or to Venezuela for surgery, did he? Oh no, he used our American system, the one he wants to tear up. All right, and then they've got Warren. And Mr. Zuckerberg from Facebook, that also owns Instagram and I guess Google, Mr. Zuckerberg said that if Warren gets the nomination, he's supporting Trump. And a lot of multi-billionaire Democrats have said that if Warren gets a nomination, they're going to throw their money to Trump because they don't want anything to do with her. That's all they got. They've got Bernie, they've got her, and Kamala Harris. She was at a rally a week ago, the middle of this week, I think, and she asked him, "Hey, what do y'all think about me going any further with my bid?" And they said no.
Well, what?
Wow, it's sad.
What we're not going to do is sit here and just spend our time trying to tear down the Democratic candidate.
No, they're doing good by themselves. They don't need our help, that's for sure.
At the end of the day, what's happening is you look at this stuff and you kind of say, okay, who's doing what? Again, if everybody looks at it tainted, like black folks really know how it is for folks to prejudge you, and no matter what you do, you can't change somebody's mind. So enough folks who consider Trump to be the bad guy with the pink hair, orange hair.
Orange, thank you.
Yeah, with the orange hair. No matter what he does, no matter what he says, because see what they was planning on. Oh, we got this impeachment. Oh, we got this phone call. Now, what they didn't take in consideration, how many U.S. presidents talked to other foreign leaders over a 4-year, process. Every U.S. president there has ever been, even back to George Washington, have spent time communicating with other foreign leaders around the world. I'm just saying.
There's nothing new.
And the fact that Trump, said some stuff and did some stuff, I'm just going to throw it out there. Trump said, I ain't got nothing to hide. Here's the transcript.
I think that's where he blew it up.
So that was part of the process. They thought, Trump was going to fight this Trump and never
You're
let
right.
it. We can lie our ass off.
Oh, yeah.
We can say all kind of stuff.
He don't play.
And at the end of the day,
Mr. Trump don't play.
it never come to light, and then we can tell you anything. We can tell you all kind of lies, and all they're going to say is, that's national security.
Yeah.
Okay, but then Trump said, no, ain't no national security here. Take the whole conversation, take the transcript, make them public, and what I say is what I said. And so now, all of them went went scurrying to the corners like roaches, when you cut the light
Well,
on.
it's politics,
you know.
Eddie. And didn't you call this a blood sport?
Well, it is a blood sport, and that's one thing you got to understand. Half of those folks up there have no purpose for being there, other than they made a commitment to a bunch of far left liberals that they're gonna get rid of Trump. So again, if they don't get rid of Trump in 4 years, many of them will be gone, which is a good thing, But again, that means they're gonna try to elect a more liberal person to take their place. Again,
I don't know who's left. Donald Duck?
At the end of the day, this whole process keeps repeating itself. But I'm gonna tell you something. The next president, be it Trump or be it somebody else, it's the presidential seat. The White House is a pendulum. It's swinging far right, far left, far right,
You're right
far
about that.
left. So if Trump make it 2020, and it's a lot of 2020, it's a lot of 2020 money. Trump has far more money now for 2020 than he had at this point in the 2016 election.
Well, 2 weeks ago, he raised $15 million, and that same week, the Democrat Party went out and got a line of credit for $10 million. So it ain't going well for them. It really isn't, folks. Pray for them all, please.
Well, Trump was in Florida, and Trump lives in Florida, so it's
The villages.
It's not something new to have Trump in Florida. But Trump and the Republican Party realized that if he's going to win the White House, again, see that's something else Democrats kind of fail, short-sighted. They don't understand. Look at the last 30 years of presidential election. The I-4 corridor, which basically determines who's going to win the state of Florida, picks the winner for the state of Florida. Florida is the biggest swing state in the nation. So when the I-4 corridor swings, the state of Florida swings.
Well, he went right into the heartland. He went over to the villages. Oh my God, that's the largest gated community in America.
Largest gray hairs.
Well, that's true.
Blue tips, as some folks say. But at the end of the day, he understands politics in the state of Florida. And again, that's already a conservative base stronghold. So
He's
what
strengthening.
So what he did was he went to the base. He went to those folks, and what did he talk about? He talked about Medicare. He talked about how to protect, Social Security.
You mean he talked about issues that affect the human beings?
He talked about issues that
That's
affect
weird.
those people.
My goodness.
And
What a concept.
not just to have a pitch talk that he uses
You're right about
everywhere he
You're
goes.
right about that.
When he goes to a particular audience or he goes to a particular set of people, he talk about their needs. When he was up in
Wow, what a concept.
he was up in coal country, West Virginia somewhere. Well, we talked about what we're gonna do for the coal miners and how we're gonna keep coal alive.
I believe that's where the disconnect happens with the political Democrats right now, is that they've got this Zuckerberg's media people that are running the whole show for them, and they run these polls. Let's go ask 100 Democrats what they think about this subject, and it's usually wrong because the American public is not there. So when elections come around, suddenly it's going to be a landslide victory like it was for Reagan in 2020 for Trump, and the media's going to go, but y'all were the advisors for the last failed Democratic, and they keep going to the same people, and that's the problem with them.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Look at the candidates. All I gotta do is say no more. Look at the candidates. Listen to the debates.
I almost feel sorry for the Democrats for who they have.
At the debates, how often do they talk about problems that affect the average American? Because you talk about, we're all environmentalists. Okay, in 10 years, keyword, in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, how many years in the future you're going to go? Most of the people who are telling you in 10 years won't be here in 10 years. I'm just saying. Because most of those folks who up there, old, gray-haired, in their 70s, 80s, 90s, 100, ain't going to be here in 10 years.
But Eddie, the media that was helping the Democrats just shot them in the foot with, they're trying to relay all their rallies, and like what was the one happened last week when Cortez, the politician from New York, when someone said, we need to save our planet, we need to start eating babies immediately to save our planet, and the media ran with that, and I'm thinking, how foolish can you be when the media runs with that and calls that a real story? That's just foolish. I don't care who the person was.
Yeah, but
that's just foolish. Eating babies now to save our planet. Come on.
Well, again, at the end of the day,
That's foolish.
Some of this stuff makes no sense. But
None.
if you are following, I'm gonna tell you the nature of a follower. Okay, you got 1,000 people.
1,000.
And you lined up in rows of 10 or rows of 5. You at the back of the line. If somebody's up front telling folks what to do, the first couple of 100 folks may actually hear what they say. The ones at the back never actually hear what they're saying. They're just doing what the folks in front of them are doing.
You're right.
That's the nature of communication. So if you don't hear the instruction, you don't hear the initial instruction, whatever those ranks and files in front of you are doing, you do. You do because hell, that's what you've been trained. You've been trained your whole life to be a follower, not to have an independent thought.
Boy.
And it's easy to go along, to get along, and follow what these folks are doing and assume that what they're doing is right. And that's what. And I'm gonna call out the black community because that most of the time that's what we do as a community.
The Hispanics are right there.
We
right
just
up somebody's
following.
butt.
We
You're
just
like,
following.
Oh my God, think.
And we don't have an independent thought. And if somebody gets struck down or somebody get killed, we all reacting. We all strong. We all frontliners at that point in time. And then a couple weeks later, couple of months, everybody forget. Everybody gets satisfied. Or they send somebody down from Washington D.C. I'm the big honcho from Washington D.C. and I come here to solve your problems. And they bring a couple of dollars with them. Pacify a couple of so-called leaders, to get a couple of money,
throw some money in their nonprofits, make them happy.
Couple dollars in their pocket, couple dollars in their account, couple dollars in their nonprofit.
Everything gets quiet.
And keep the complainers down. The folks who are complaining, as long as you keep those people satisfied, your community is pacified. And that's the issue. And they know that it's a national game. Pacify the screamers and hollerers and the activists within the black community and Hispanic community and minority communities. And guess what? Those communities are not a problem.
The problem is never fixed.
The problem goes, don't worry about the problem. Don't solve the problem.
Keep it because that keeps us in power.
Keep the light on the folks who are shining the brightest. Make sure that you give some doubt. Make them doubt their leadership. Make them doubt, them folks.
Question authority. Question everything.
Because if a person who say I'm doing this, because of the cause, come take some money. I'm telling you, as soon as they give you some money, it shows up in the paper. How do you think that happened? The person that gave you the money went right down to the newspaper, the Florida Sentinel or the TampaBay Tribune or the Time or whoever. Within a couple of days, you see the story. Oh, we gave XYZ so much money to help with so-and-so and so-and-so. Well, then the hell, everybody that's reading that article say, well, he only did that so he gets money. And we already, from the way days... Does
that happen here in Tampa?
Does
that happen in Tampa, Eddie?
We don't trust each other anyway. We are our own worst enemy. So as soon as somebody say, well, so-and-so just made some money off us, that's deal, and he's crooked. Well, hell, that's what they're waiting to hear. As a community, we're waiting to hear that one of our leaders or one of our activists or one of the people who's been working every day, to do and make the community better, they're crooked, Well, hell.
Does that help anything?
It don't help, but it's not intended to. That's the way it works. That's the way the system works.
Keeps them in their own mess. They never get out of it. They never grow out of it.
Yeah,
and the politician stays in power because he's fixing it.
We all in it. It's not about truth. And I hear black folks speak truth to power. But shit, speaking truth to power don't get you nothing. You gotta add some work, add some effort. And I'm gonna say it like I mean it. Add some asses to the process. Make sure folks show up when they need it. Because again, at the end of the day, all those congressmen, all those senators, all those state reps, all those county commissioners, all those city council folks, if you want to make a hit with them, if you want to make them, understand or look or listen to you, show up with 100 people. I always tell folks that 100 number. If you listen to this show, I've been saying that for a long time. You got 100 black folks show up to something, 100 white folks, 100 Hispanic. You get 100 people show up to anything.
Suddenly the media's there. What's going on?
Whoever's on the dais, they're gonna listen to your problem.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna look at who those folks are. And I'm gonna tell you something about 100 black folks. You ain't gotta have no signs. You ain't gotta have no shirts. You ain't gotta have have any kind of organization. Only the fact that they know 100 black folks don't show up to nothing.
Yeah. Ouch. Ouch.
Outside the hood.
They're being a bit too honest now.
Outside the hood.
That happens with all of them.
You show up somewhere other than something in the hood, a party, a concert or something.
A barbecue.
A barbecue. You show up with 100 black folks, whoever it is on the dais, and I don't give a crap who they are. They're gonna listen to what you say because they know for 100 black folk to show up for anything, it is an earth-shaking crisis.
Eddie, what's going on in the community right now that we can get 100 black folks to show up? What's happening? What's big?
Well, I'm just saying you don't do it just to do it, but whatever it is,
I'm just saying, what's coming up?
You got some stuff. You got elections coming up. Now, what's going to make the difference in the next election is being involved, and this is something people.
What does that mean, Eddie? Being involved.
The Democrats say, the Republicans say, "Oh, we got to register voter. We got to register voter." It don't do you no good. It ain't no crap if you just registering folks to vote and they don't show up to vote. Then that's how it hurt Democrats. And I'm saying Democrats, I'm talking straight to y'all. You've registered Republicans over the last couple of years by millions of votes in the state of Florida.
And most of them are alive.
Yeah, most of them are alive. Some of them may be dead here and there, but
that's all right.
No, they can do the little oval.
Exactly.
We'll count them anyway.
From the grave.
But the fact of the matter is if you want to help somebody, this is what I was telling the Republican Club.
We need transportation vans.
The other night is if you show up, pick a candidate, any candidate, running for anything, and help. If you got 10 minutes or 10 hours a week to give a candidate, you know something, that widens your network. I mean, you got a bigger network. You got more people.
Comfort zone.
Because if you only know people, who you live with and sleep with and eat with, you got a little shallow network there.
Oh.
But if you go out and start helping people win
Get
races, you get involved. Folks know you. Folks who, I'm saying like this. I used to battle on a regular basis with billionaires. Little Eddie Adams. Because some of the groups and some of the organizations that I'm involved with, they got some billionaires. They got people with a bunch of money. And when you sit down and have conversations with these people, you know that they don't give a crap, about you as an individual. But every now and then, even the billionaires care about what's happening within the community. Cares about things at large that may affect their ability to make money. So I'm just saying that's common sense. So maybe you may not be on the same financial plane as that person. And me personally, I don't look up at nobody. And I don't look down at nobody. I don't do that. Wasn't raised that way. Rosalie made sure, that, me coming from the poor stock, start picking fruit with a bucket, 8 years old, going to the grove,
right?
and they just drop the fruit on the ground. You pick it up, put it in the bucket, and put it in the bin.
I think we call that Poe.
I'm just saying P.O. So we understood. So you can't remember where you are and forget where you came from. And that's one of the things that we do. We kind of easily forget. We spend so much time trying to get out of the hood and get out of the ghetto and get out of it that we never take the time to
make it better.
Go back and take a minute to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's what politics is all about. Politics is how we can help a broad swath of people, with a little work, because some of these people we elect can actually do that. If their heart is in the right place. And what I haven't done, other than Trump, I'm a Trump fan, and like I said a couple weeks ago, if you go to my Facebook page, it had a picture of Donald Trump, with a Superman suit on, and
is that legal?
With his chest stuck out. Well, they had it, so I posted it, and they say, well, you'll lose Facebook friends because of this. Well, I got 5,000. I'm at the limit. So if I lose 10, 20, or 30, even a couple hundred, trust me, I have a waiting list of 500. I got 500 people on my waiting list to become my friends on Facebook. So it's the nature of Facebook. For those who understand Facebook, know what I'm talking about. It's how we take and use our words
Mhm.
that may be very important.
And actions. You're right.
Words supersede action, but those words without any action are useless. They're powerless because we can talk a good game,
But
until we get out, until we do like Candy Lowe and Connie Bird. I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm talking about black girl power. We got some people in this community that will flat out get it done,
mm-hmm.
and I don't care what it is. If they set their mind to it, they're gonna flat out get it done.
Well, they got that passion, and they know it's the right thing to do to just help and be strong and get the people involved in it. And there are some good motivators. These ladies can talk the talk and walk the walk and get people motivated. Folks, this is what we're trying to keep. We're harping on the same old message to you guys. Get involved. There's a lot happening in our communities. We need you involved one way or the other, whether you're going to be, if it's a registration voter, fine. If you're going to be offering a ride to somebody to go vote, that's even more power. If you're going to go get a van or something, go pick up people, go vote, that's a lot of power. So again, it's just think out of the box, folks. Eddie keeps telling me we've got this game thing coming. What's that little game thing coming here to Tampa?
Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right, Super Bowl. So, folks, if you got a product, we don't care what it is. If you can do something with it and you got some time right now. It's 2 years away, right?
2 years.
If you can, unless you run down to Miami this next year. When is it coming? When is it coming?
If we industrial and we want to take advantage of opportunity, we got something that's really great. We want to try it out. We want to experiment.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
Trial run.
I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. If you got the right product, if you got the right service, you can go to Miami and take any major street, any major venue, or any major anything that's happening during Super Bowl week, and test your ideas. I mean, all it takes is people.
If people die, that's bad.
And more, yeah. We're not talking about killing folks. We're not talking about
If
killing.
it's a bad product, don't do it.
Yeah. But we talking about an idea, and if it's a good
Hats,
strong,
T-shirts,
strong,
come on,
good
folks.
strong idea.
A food or some item.
This Black Business Bus Tour thing that happened a couple weeks ago. That's a good idea.
That was awesome. There was a lot of great people involved in that, Eddie. I met a lot of the people there. I was blown away by all the little stuff they were offering. And I was like, well, I didn't know that was even available here in Tampa.
Well, think about it. You had the NFL Yet Center, and I talked to Candy Thursday night. Candy came to one of our meetings, and she said, well, next year they're trying to get the fairground. Well, that's a great step up because the NFL Yet Center was full. It was
Yes,
packed.
it was.
Over 300 people in the NFL Yet Center, and that's before the buses came back from the different,
You're right about
stores and shops and all
Once
that kind
they
of
showed up,
stuff.
it swarmed it.
Yeah. So the place was too small. So just like that, we outgrew the NFL Yet Center. Now we're looking at the fairground.
So, folks, get your ideas together. If you don't know how to do it or what, give us a call. Eddie, I know he knows somebody. They can help you somehow. Either it's marketing, putting it together, or maybe just contacts. Folks, we want you to be successful. We need you to be successful. If you're successful, your community is going to be successful.
And the more successful Black folks. Again, I don't mind saying that. I say it all show, and I say it all show every week because I don't mind saying, Black and white. Anybody who's listened to this show, I talk Black and white and rich and poor.
And I'll throw in the Hispanics as well.
And Hispanics and whatever it is we're trying to do, because
The Black is your passion, and I understand that.
The reason McDonald's and Coke are in every country on the planet.
Every country.
You can't go nowhere and not find a McDonald's. You can't go nowhere and not find Coke. It's a reason for that. Somebody who had an idea, 40, 50, 60 years ago, and they just kept working the idea. I mean, a good idea is always a good idea.
Although we're getting cheated on Coke. It used to have real cocaine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
it's still a good idea. And you can't take a bad idea and have it flourish like that. It just don't work. There's a lot of copycats and a lot of folks who don't sell Coke, who got knockoffs because that Fanta. I'm telling you, they got Fanta pretty much, a lot of places got Fanta too. And a lot of people just assume it's something else, but Fanta.
But somebody jumped out there, they tried an idea, and they did it, and they began to ask around, how can I get my product in more places? And they found out, and they did it, and here we are, all of us sharing and buying whatever that item is today, because somebody stepped out.
Well, the nature of Porch Talk Radio is to give you information, make you think, make you scratch your head,
Get out of the box.
And there is some idea that you got it. I mean, every person. You may not be an entrepreneur. You may not know all the rules and regulations of how to do it.
But we know who does.
But if you tell a couple people, now let me throw this out there.
Oh boy.
You tell a couple people, somebody who you can trust.
Oh
somebody
yeah.
Who
I'm
you
sorry,
think
folks. People
are
are people.
You're gonna give your idea to, the next thing you know, they're gonna steal it, and you're gonna see your idea on somebody else's product or service again. That's the risk of the business. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If you got a really good idea, somebody's gonna try to copy it. But I'm gonna tell you what that does. If your idea, you're the originator of this good idea, and somebody take your idea and service and make it flourish, well, guess what? It's still a good idea. You can still make money off it. If somebody else making money off your idea, well, shit, crap.
Then you know how to copy it and go do something better.
Right.
Because you got the original formula.
Yeah, you the originator. It was your idea. It was still in your head. All you gotta do is hatch another one, and another one. And
If
again,
God gave it to you once, He'll do it again.
They flourish with your idea, then you should be able to flourish with your idea. Whatever they do, whatever this process is, this is America. It is a great country. I hate to tell y'all that, have some people wake up and think somehow the country have taken something from you. But for everything it's taken, it's giving you opportunity. I'm just saying, there's so much opportunity because I hear stories and I read stories all the time. I came here with 50 cents. I came here with $50. I came here with $200, and now I'm a billionaire. Well, those stories are real. Ain't many places on this planet you can show up new, don't know nobody, can't even speak the language with 50 cents in your pocket and then become a billionaire.
The guy that does the Ballers, The Rock. Yeah, The Rock. I forgot what his real name is. Dwayne something.
Yeah.
Dwayne
Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. 10, 15 years ago, he
Black
had $50.
Black guy.
He had $50 in his pocket, and he was broke. And he said, I had to borrow just to eat. And now, look at all the. Now, he's good at what he does. I'm not sure he's a real good actor, but that's all right. But he looks all right, and he's into marketing, and he's into making money. And he just understands that once you get out there and you get started with an idea, and the idea was him.
Right.
And he looks great, and he makes money off of it. And he has a lot of people that he supports that provide him all kinds of service for his cars and all that stuff. So if you're the one with the money, the guy from the airport, Ashley Airline. Yeah, he's got a Rolls Royce. I know that thing's junk because I know it's always in the shop. It's a beautiful car. I'd like to have it. I don't think I can drive it.
Yeah, he has a boat.
Yeah, he's got all the toys. But these people of money have people that have to take care of that stuff for them.
Right.
So if you're into mechanics, if you're into electronics, you're into all this kind, there's you can generate business for other people just by what you do. So there's nothing wrong with you having money. God doesn't have a problem with you having money. You worshiping money, that's a problem. But you having money and being wise with your money and helping out the community with your money, it's a win-win, folks. And that's what we try to encourage everybody. It's all right to have money. I've been with and without, and it's a heck of a lot more fun with it. But I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with having money and having lots of money. I see people in them Lamborghinis driving by out here, and I'm like, Lord, I pray they know you. Because if they know you, I know their heart's in the right direction. I don't have to be jealous or envious or mad at them for having a nice car. Period.
Well, I'm looking at TV the other day, and they were talking about these $200 million houses. And these billionaires have these houses built with a 40-car garage.
Oh, my God. Awesome stuff.
40-car garage. You know something? That's not even realistic. I don't even dream of building a house and having a 40-car garage because my immediate garage has 2 cars, and it don't have a car in it. We park both our cars, me and my wife both park our cars in the driveway. So having a 40-car garage is something that...
I would fill it full of junk if I had a 40-car garage. I really would.
Would not even dream.
I wouldn't even park cars in it.
So there's some reality and some realistic. I mean, I think very few of us set our hearts and minds to being billionaire. It's not a bad dream. It's not a
That's
bad,
a big one, Eddie. I don't know. That's awfully big thought.
Not a bad concept.
That's an awfully big thought, Eddie.
I'm just saying it's out there. But there are some people who do, and there are some people who get there by luck. And I'm saying they.
But doesn't matter how they get there.
Right place, right time. Right everything. But it's something that a player said to me one time. He said, "The more I practice, the luckier I get."
The luckier I get. I understand.
Well, if you practice a lot, that means you're actually getting better at your craft.
That's right.
Or better at your sport.
That's right.
And a lot of folks, I'm talking to black males primarily, you guys are getting jobs and it's not going to college. Sometimes you don't do well in college, but you can open up a shop, building, fixing, repairing stuff, and having a skill set that's not normally out there, and you can do well. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. More and more people are doing it.
More and more ways to make a living, folks. That's what we're trying to tell you. As long as you're at it and you're practicing at it, like Eddie's talking about here, and you're getting better at whatever it is, whether it's upholstery. I've had some people that do upholstery work. They make a lot of money.
Yeah, they do.
And they make some really good work, too.
I'm an architect. The largest house I've designed is about 10,000 square feet, but the house was for a person who does foreign body parts. He does foreign auto repair.
Auto repair? The house that big?
He got a 10,000 square foot house, sits on a hill. He got 7 acres, 200 feet above sea level. He even got a basement, and it's in Brooksville, Florida. So I'm just telling you, there's folks who are doing regular work. He does, body repairs. Wreck cars.
And folks, if you've got a great idea on something and you make it work and you get bought out early on with your great idea, I was out on a guy's boat just a few months back. He was 42 years old. He had retired at age 37 from a company he had built up from nothing. He cashed it in, and we're out here on his boat. He's younger than I am, multi-millionaire already, thinking of buying another big boat because this one he was bored of this one. What a life! Now, folks, we're not telling you to chase stuff. Never, never, never. You pray, you ask for wisdom, and if God gives you an idea, you run with it, and you run hard. And if you become successful, which is the goal, the plan, because we know God doesn't do mistakes, then we say you're in the right place.
Well, and for those folks who believe in the lottery, keep wishing, keep hoping, and keep buying them lottery tickets. Because I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't know about that. No,
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
agree with
something.
that.
That's of the devil. The nature of the
That's
lottery.
demonic.
Eventually, somebody wins.
It's for the Numberland Challenge. What are the odds on the?
I'm just saying.
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm not gonna hold anybody down. If that's the way that you've decided that you're gonna
a tattoo on your.
that you're gonna make
Never
it,
mind.
that's better than drinking your way into the grave with something you have
I can agree with that one. All right, I can agree with that.
Life is better if I'm drunk.
Unless it's good whiskey. I don't know. Good whiskey is another story.
Whatever your vice is. So anyway, let me get this done.
Oh, no, come
on this day.
Of course.
On this day.
Let's do this.
And just to remind everybody, us folks here at TMP and Porch Talk Radio have been here for over 3 years.
This ride.
Last week we was here for 3 years.
They didn't give us any balloons, no cake, nothing.
No, they
Top
did.
rated show.
Yeah, they did, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll get out in heaven.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Eddie.
Okay. On this day, on October the 5th, 1921, the World Series was broadcast on radio for the first time. The game was between the New York Giants and the New York Yankees.
Ooh.
This was in 1921. On this day, October the 5th, 1947, U.S. President Harry S. Truman held the first televised presidential address from the White House.
Wow, that's a big deal.
The subject was current international food crisis. Now, this was in 1947.
Black and white.
On this day, October the 5th, 1988, in a debate between candidates for Vice President of the U.S., Democrat Lord Benson held with Republican Dan Quayle.
Oh my God, potato.
And Lord Benson told Dan Quayle, "You'll know Jackie Kennedy." I don't know if a lot of you guys remember that, but that was back in the day, and Jackie Kennedy was supposed to have been the stuff, the snit.
I bet you Dan Quayle can spell potato now.
Yeah. And on this date, October the 5th, 2006, Walmart rolled out its $4 generic drug program to the entire state of Florida after a successful test in the Tampa Bay area.
So, folks, they even had to test it first. So if you got a product to test, let's do it.
Yeah. So that just to get the word out, and that's just for everybody to understand what's going on, and then let you know that next year Super Bowl is coming, and again I remind you guys weekly, and so you can't say I just heard too many times. I didn't know, and I'm gonna tell you something else about the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Tell a friend, because everybody don't listen to this show. Even though we may be the #1 rated show on TMP.
We need some more people. Come on, folks.
There's
Listening party time.
There's some folks who have not heard. There's some folks who may not know that the NFL is coming to Tampa next year. Not 2020, 2021. So you got time, you got energy, and also, and I don't say this as often as I need to, but the WWE WrestleMania is coming to Tampa in 2020. So
people can sell T-shirts, people can sell caps, all kinds of cool stuff you can sell. Folks, the whole idea is for you to make some side money.
Yeah. I
never had any problem with extra money. Like I haven't found it yet, but I know it's out there. So, folks, if you got some ideas, we're telling you, we're pushing you right now. And if you're offended by today's show, well, we'll pray for you. But I'm just saying, we need you guys to be successful. Be all that you can be for you.
And at the end of the day, Tampa Bay is a great place to live.
I love this place.
Because the more I travel, the more I go other places, and the more I talk to people just here. Oh, I came from, Rochester. I came from Buffalo. I came from,
Please don't vote like that.
Spokane, Washington. I came from, whatever place, Detroit. Detroit's another place. We got a lot of people here from Detroit.
Escaping.
Got a lot of people here from Canada. And why are people leaving those areas? And why do they come here? I'm pretty sure that they don't come here because they don't want to improve their life. They want all the mess that they left. They want more mess in their life. They want more hardship, more pain.
I doubt if that's why they came here.
All the stuff that people are leaving other places for, they come here because there's something about this place that we take for granted because we are here and we are used to it. Somehow we think everywhere else is better. But
no.
When you get there, you find out, well, the place I left was actually pretty damn good.
Now, also, folks, just a quick side note, we can create our own hell wherever we go. That is true.
No matter where you go, you are there.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out. So find yourself right with the man above and get involved in your community.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, without any further ado, and we won't take up somebody else's airtime here.
Because we're not rude.
We love you.
God bless you, folks.
We had a great show today. We just kind of talked about some stuff that I think of interest to most folks. And until next week when we do this all again, same bat time, same bat station, Porch Talk Radio, Eddie and Gabriel here on WTMP. See ya.
God bless America.
Love you. See you. Bye bye.